Hello and welcome back to CLOWNFISH TV. This is me, Geeky Sparkles, and it's just me today because Kneon now has the illness I have. So today we're going to talk about something a little different because it's Sunday. We're going to do something a little more off the beaten path for this video. So interestingly enough, if you remember, beginning of the month, end of January, I guess it was last month, we talked about PepsiCo and Doritos and Cheetos and things lowering their prices because people weren't buying. And we talked about the reasons being the costs are too high for people and the fact that there's a lot of people using GLP-1s or on diet restrictions and things now. So snack chips and things weren't being sold as much, or the demand was dying off and they were trying to meet the demand. Well, Pepsi really is going all in on this because they're already kind of taking the lead with Gen Z snackers. And there's literally like all these articles, guys, breaking down what do Gen Z eat and everything else, because they're all trying to go for that new audience. So they're losing people to pricing. They're losing people to GLP-1s. So they're trying to go after Gen Z. They're going as far as putting social media influencers on the bags now and trying to make weird flavors with social media influencers and giving them their own, flavor or whatever to try to win Gen Z there and get them to buy it. But to try to get the diet people in, because diet and Doritos don't usually go together. No, they're going to give you Doritos with protein now. We have sweet and tangy barbecue with 10 grams, and then we have just nacho cheese with 17 grams of protein per serving. So we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please like and subscribe. If you do, I'll give you a woohoo. Woohoo. And here we go. So yes, if you can't beat them, join them is apparently Pepsi's new motto, because they're going all in on these protein Dorito packs. Now, these run about $2 more than they would normally. The smaller packs, I kind of looked up. Smaller packs, 7 ounces are $4.89, and the 12.75 ounce bags are $7.39. Now you can get like a 14-ounce party-sized bag of regular Doritos for about $5. So they're smaller bags and higher price. But they're definitely going all in on this whole, protein-packed idea. They said in March, they're going to add something extra to the mix. Doritos protein tortilla-style chips, now with 10 grams of protein per 1 ounce serving and 17 grams per single-serve bag later this year. Okay, so they're going to have single-serve bags, and I don't know how much those are going to be. Probably like $2 a bag or something. This is still uncompromisingly Doritos. We're just giving fans another option that fits the way they snack. Because here's the thing. Protein is having a moment. A big one. 86% of Americans are actively adding more protein to their diets. People want their crunch to work a little harder. I'm sorry. 70% of their consumers want their salty snacks to have protein, and now we're making it more accessible and seamlessly integrated to everyday snacking occasions without compromising the distinctive Doritos experience. You can eat like cottage cheese, right? It's got a lot of protein. It has the saltiness to it. You could even turn those into cottage cheese into chips. You can bake it and everything else, just like, just plain cheese you could turn into chips. And it probably has less chemicals in it. I'm just saying, like, there are better ways that are probably less expensive ways if you really, really, really wanted that protein snack and you want the protein crunch. It's going to come with nacho cheese and sweet and tangy barbecue. And they're talking about different things there. But Pepsi is like really, really getting worried. They own, I guess, the food things that have Cheetos and Doritos. And they were lowering the prices of those not long ago, trying to win people back that way. So they're lowering the prices on the junk versions. They're going to offer the new protein version. And they're going to have an upcharge on that. And then they're having these, campaigns with social media influencers to try to get people to do these, flavor swaps. Cool Ranch Doritos isn't really a flavor swap. Cheetos flavors up sweet Southern heat barbecue Cheetos. That actually kind of sounds interesting. Ruffles cheddar and sour cream. They're not really flavor swaps, but that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to leverage everything they can. And a big part of it's because, one, people can't afford it, but, we have people on diets. But another thing that people aren't looking at is the fact that we have the SNAP benefit restrictions, okay? So a lot of candy and soda makers are trying to find any way, they can to win money from other audiences or to even make them healthier so that maybe they might be a way to be considered still something that would be eligible for SNAP benefits. So they said more states are limiting what consumers can buy with food assistance. Hershey and Keurig Dr. Pepper are monitoring the sales impact. They said 18 states have received approval from the Trump administration to ban purchase of certain foods and drinks using SNAP. Bans largely target soft drink and other sweetened beverages. Some states have moved to restrict candy or prepared desserts. SNAP makes up 12% of overall grocery spending. So overall groceries, I would argue it's higher than that. If companies are this worried that cutting SNAP benefits is going to hurt their bottom line that significantly, it's got to be more than 12%. All right. So of that 12%, a whole bunch of it must be these companies because they're worried. So close to a third of customers said that they would react to reductions in SNAP benefits by buying less food. All right. However, I want to say Hershey and Keurig Dr. Pepper, which I didn't know Keurig and Dr. Pepper were a thing together now, are trying to work ahead to work on this. Hershey is working closely with retailers to understand how the restrictions are playing out. Basically, they're trying to predict so they can do workarounds. Keurig and Dr. Pepper said that they're seeing mixed signals, though, because the states that enacted the restrictions basically are still purchasing things. They're just using their own money to buy this stuff. And you know what? Keurig, K-Cups, Dr. Pepper, not cheap. Dr. Pepper especially, those prices on Dr. Pepper is insane. Honestly, we're constantly, if we're going to get Dr. Pepper, the Dollar General and stuff has deals on it. And that's where you go because it's so damn expensive now. And people are like, well, I can't use my SNAP benefits, so I'll pay cash. I'm like, people that aren't getting SNAP benefits are hard pressed to pay for it. You know, I'm just sitting here like, And now I'm one of the people that always thought, I don't think it's really right to say you can't buy, certain things. You can't buy soda or candy. I mean, I think you should restrict the amount, but I don't think you should tell them you can't have anything at all. Because a lot of households have kids, and it's like, yeah, but sometimes kids deserve a treat for something. I guess, but it doesn't really matter anyway, because people are still buying it, even with the SNAP benefits cut, which means they're scraping together the money for that. But this whole situation is just insane to me. So they're facing this huge possible downturn in the snacking industry. And there's two ways of looking at it. One is how do we get around SNAP, from not letting us buy it. And the other way Pepsi's going all in is hurry up, make brand deals with social media influencers, which is smart. I mean, a lot of Gen Z and Gen Alpha coming up, they live and die by brand influencers. Gen Z for the longest time, as long as it could trend on TikTok, these people would buy it. I mean, no offense to Gen Z, but I see it often. My kids, I've even had to like, hey guys, rein that back in a bit. But it's smart. And then the protein thing, the protein everywhere. You go to Facebook to like shorts and reels, like everybody's putting high protein recipes up, which is cool. I mean, as long as you make sure you're doing research about what's healthy for you and how to balance that out because you might be constipated and stuff. But they're going in on that because that's where everybody's headed. So they're like, well, what's that? Just add protein to everything. So that's what we're starting to see now. It's protein versions. I mean, I've seen it with cereal. I'm seeing it all over the place. Every time you turn around, there's a new product that's protein something, and then it's upcharge. I'm not really knowing where the protein's coming from. That's also concerning. But now, guys, if you're on a diet, and we don't know how many calories are in these, but you can buy protein Doritos. So if you need to have your 23 grams of protein in the morning or whatever it is, just, you can fist some Doritos with your, as long as you're having your yogurts and your other things with it, there you go. Protein powder, yogurt, and Doritos. So what do you think? Are you going to buy these? Comment and let us know. We'll talk later. Bye.